कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। तुम्ही सर्वेश्वरेश्वर राजेंद्र कुमार, तुम्ही सर्वेश्वरेश्वर राजेंद्र कुमार, राजेंद्र कुमार। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो, जय भक्ति विनोदा ठाकुर की जय हो। ट्रांसलेशन छोटा ही है तो मैं पढ़ लेती हूँ। आप स्वामियों के स्वामी तथा व्रजराज के पुत्र है। आपकी इच्छा मात्र से ही इस दृश्य भौतिक जगत का सृजन एवं संवार संभव हो पाता है। आपकी इच्छा के अनुसार ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मांड का सर्जन करते हैं तथा आपकी इच्छा के अनुसार ही विष्णु इसका पालन करते हैं। यह भौतिक जगत जिसका प्रागट्य आपकी बहिरंग शक्ति माया के द्वारा आपकी इच्छा से हुआ है, आपकी इच्छा के वशीभूत होकर शिव इसका संहार करते हैं। इस भौतिक जगत की तुलना कारागार से की जा सकती है। आपकी इच्छा अनुसार जीव जन्म लेते हैं तथा तत्पश्चात अपने शरीर को त्यागने को बाध्य हो जाते हैं। उन्नति तथा अवनति, सुखम एवं दुखम, यह सब मात्र आपकी इच्छा से ही हो रहा है। बहिरंग शक्ति माया के वशीभूत होकर जीवात्माएं भौतिक इच्छाओं की रस्सियों द्वारा बंधी हुई है। आपकी इच्छा के बिना उनके लिए कुछ भी कर पाना संभव नहीं है। एकमात्र आप ही मेरे रक्षक एवं पालनहार है। आपके चरण कमलों के बिना मेरे पास जीने की और कोई आशा नहीं है। मैंने निजी शक्ति एवं प्रयासों पर भरोसा के विचार का परित्याग कर दिया है। अब मैं एकमात्र आपकी इच्छा पर ही निर्भर हूँ। श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर कहते हैं, मैं किसी भी भौतिक संपत्ति से हीन एक पतित जीव हूँ। मेरा जीवन एवं मरण आपकी इच्छा पर निर्भर करता है। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय हो, सर्वाचार्यों की जय हो। थैंक यू प्रभु जी फॉर सो वंडरफुल। धन्यवाद प्रणाम, धन्यवाद प्रणाम टू ऑल।
Thank you very much for the nice Kirtan of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He is so correct in saying that nothing happens in this material world without his sanction. That's why his lotus feet, they are the only refuge of all of us. With this, I welcome all the devotees to the today's session. We'll start today's class. Today's lesson is 97. And before that, let me offer the invocation prayers. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं जीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं स्वरिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जयतां सुरतौ पुंगर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्बुज राधा मदन मोहन दिव्याद वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुम श्रीमद रत्नाकर सिंहासन स्थितो श्रीमद राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो पृष्ठालिभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थित कर्शन वेणुस्वनैर गोपीर गोपीनाथ श्रीयस्तु नः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद. Now we will offer our obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. नमो महापदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिसे नमः. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing the pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishnam Sangopanga Parsadam Yajne Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Nana Shastra Vicharan Ke Nipunam Sadharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hitakarinam Tribhuvane Manya Saranya Karau Radha Krishna Padara Vinda Bhajanan Anandena Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatana Ragujugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis of Vrindavana, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the divine couple, Sri Radha and Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraят नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. With this, I once again welcome all the devotees to today's session. Before we start today's lesson, that is lesson 97, let us. Prabhuji, you wanted to say something?
Prabhuji, Sanjeev Prabhu is here now, right?
Yes, yes.
Sanjeev Prabhuji, now we are starting to lesson 96. I have already uploaded up to lesson 113
Yes,
as of today. So somehow some devotees are not receiving my PowerPoints. I don't know what's going on. Can you tell Sanjeev Prabhuji to inquire about it? That they are all participating members. They should be getting, I don't know, for some reason, some of the devotees have kept requesting me. I cannot send individual to all of the people, Is Sanjeev Prabhu there?
Yeah,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Sanjeev Prabhu, can you please find it out why devotees are not receiving my PowerPoints?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you for raising that. So let me address that first. If the
Okay.
may I share now? So if the attachment is more than 8 MB, okay, then Google doesn't send it. So I had already shared the alternative way in the WhatsApp, in the email. So what we have to do is go to drivegoogle.com. Okay. And I had given a link
Well,
also.
these days now I'm just uploading. Before I used to go there. I don't know why. Before I used to go one lesson at a time. I'm sending now.
If it's more than 8 MB, it will not go.
I see.
So I just sent a process also how to.
Okay.
1 minute, I
Alright.
will repeat that here so that we
Did you
have
receive the one which I sent to you yesterday?
Yeah, I got it.
So,
So,
I
for
don't know.
example, I will just go to this, but that's what I'm saying. If we go to this website, tinyurl.com Bhakti Shastra, okay, we will see, I'm just showing this here also. We will see our this section, Advanced Bhagavatam, PPT, okay, 10 to 10, Dwarka Leela. And now this is, I think, theme 18 or 19. Oh, theme 18, right? So
You have access to that Bhakti site, right? Can you send them to all the devotees?
yes, Prabhu, I am sharing also. Are you able to see my screen share? I will share again.
No, I'm not able to see.
Okay, I will share my screen again. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
So in the browser, go to tinyurl.com. It's simple. /Bhakti Shastra. Okay. There you
So
will
devotees
see.
can have a direct access to this site, right?
Yes, Prabhu. All of them
So
have.
they can also download themselves, right? When
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
upload on this one.
Yes, yes. That's what
So
I.
devotees, please tell them. They can-
प्रभु जी मैंने
Prabhuji,
सीख लिया
Yeah, link is we just send the link once. I think TY. What is that TY? TINY. Just send.
tinyurl.com. I will send
So-
again.
Okay.
So
I'll send
devotees,
couple-
now I'm not going to send you, okay, I'm going to upload on this site. I keep always doing it that,
Yeah.
So please download yourself.
And then you go to Advanced Bhagavatam, PPT. Here all our video recording also there, PPT also there. 10 to 10.
10th canto.
Dwarka Leela, theme 18.
Yeah.
And now you can see, right?
See,
Yeah.
I will upload it almost up to 113 lessons today.
Prabhuji, you see this lesson 96, 8.1 MB. It will not come in email. That is the problem.
It's not there, up to 113 uploaded.
No. I am saying in the
No,
Google.
click T22. T22.
No. Prabhuji,
It
I
is
am
there.
saying.
It is there.
Yeah, it is. No. Please understand what. Listen to me, please. So theme 19, theme 18, right? So we have this lesson 96. You can see the size here, 8.1 MB, right? It will be here, but if it is more than 8 MB or 8 MB, it cannot come as an attachment. Okay, so that's why you're not receiving. No one will receive. But here it will be there. So better you come here and see.
So they can download from there.
Yeah. See, I have received
Okay.
this one, 75, lesson 113. This is there. Okay. I see you have requested. I will give you the access, Prabhu, right now. This is you, right? Ravasa Power.
Yeah.
Done.
प्रभु जी मैंने ग्रुप पे भी शेयर किया है 97 to 99
हाँ,
का
हाँ।
पीपीटी
हाँ, वो व्हाट्सएप में कर सकते हैं, बट
हाँ प्रभु जी
इधर
आपने
Lakshya
सीखा है
Mataji.
मैं सीख गई प्रभु जी बराबर
Lakshya Mataji, I have uploaded up to lesson 113.
यस प्रभु जी मगर ये
Tonight will come 114, 115.
यस प्रभु जी मगर ये लिंक पे जाके डाउनलोड करना सीख गया हम मतलब ये
अच्छा,
जो
ठीक है,
लिंक
तो-
दिया है ना
So I don't have to
Yeah,
send
that'll be-
individual.
नो
I don't
नो
have to
नो
send
नो प्रभु
individually, right?
यस यस
Okay.
प्रभु जी नो नीड टू सेंड
Thank you.
Okay, good.
भागवतम में जाके सारा मिल जाता है हमें मैंने भी देख लिया सीन आई हैव सीन ऑल द लेसन्स वी आर गेटिंग
Wonderful. So you guys are very, very smart. Smarter than me.
and Prabhuji, not just that, all your previous classes also the slides are there. So those who are interested, all of you are committed members, so you can always go and see. You have the access.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, may I start, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please start the recap.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna ji all. So last time, Sarat Prabhu walked us through chapter 59, killing of Narakasur, who is also known as Brahmasur. He is the son of Earth goddess, which is Bhumi or Prithvi. Right?
We can hardly hear you.
Please increase the volume.
Hare Krishna. Is it better now?
Now
Yeah,
it
much
is
better.
better.
Okay. 1 minute. Now I'll also see the mic is the highest. Okay. Anyway, so Hare Krishna, I'm saying last week we did the chapter 59. Sarat Prabhu walked us through. The name of the chapter is Killing of Bhaumasur, who is also known as Narakasur, and he is the son of Earth goddess Bhumi or Prithvi. And he was a demon and he was killed by Krishna himself. So actually, he's son of Krishna also. So we see the key learning here how for justice, for justice and protection of his devotees, then Krishna doesn't like he does the right thing, irrespective if the offender is his own son or family, then he does not. Justice is higher matter for the Lord, right? And then today we will cover chapter 60, which is Lord Krishna teases Rukmani. But before that, let's do the revision. So this particular chapter has 4 sections. The first section, verses 1 to 22, where Lord Krishna he is requested to kill this demon Narkasura. Then he takes his warrior queen Satyabhama, very wonderful picture Prabhuji has put here. She is a Shatrani as well. She has very good, Satyabhama has very good fighting skills. So together they kill Bhaumasur. That is the first 22 verses. Then Mother Goddess offers very wonderful prayer. Goddess Bhumi Devi offers very wonderful prayer to the Lord. Those are next 7 verses. Bhagavatam is all about prayers of the devotees, like some you sang today, Raksha Mataji, so sweet, so beautiful, of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So these are all because we don't know how to pray. We may not know what is the right thing to ask. So we take guidance and shelter from these devotees in the pages of Bhagavatam and these Bhagavat and learn to pray. So we pray what they are saying and they are wonderful prayer. And then with that killing of Narkasur, Krishna frees the 16,100 maidens, and they all desire to have Krishna as their husband. So these were 5 verses. And then finally, in the last section, Satyabhama requests that she be given the whole Parijata tree. We will see why that is. We will just revise that. And this was against the Indra's opposition. So once again, Krishna had to have a battle with Indra and take that tree. So we will go through that. Now here comes the first slide. Here Krishna kills Narakasura. This person as Narakasura had captured 16,100 princes, and he had stolen many valuable items of Indra, like he stole the earrings of Mother Aditi. They were the transcendental earrings, and also it was the sorry. So it was like a domination, like stealing someone's mother's earring and all. That's like a attack to the respect. So here comes the first question: who requests Krishna to kill Narakasura?
Indra.
Prabhuji. Yeah, Indra.
Indra.
Very
Mm.
simple one. And whose permission does Krishna take to go ahead and kill Narakasura, and why?
Yeah, so
Satyabhama,
Bhumi.
Yes.
go ahead,
because
Mother.
she is the extension of Earth.
Yes. So he takes the permission. Yes, Mataji. Then दूसरा question भी answer कर दिया. So he takes the permission of Bhumi Devi. He takes Satyabhama around with accompanied with him because Satyabhama is extension of Bhumi Devi. So this also signifies that how Krishna values everyone. It is not like I am male only I will do, but he gives
कृष्णा ने
it.
प्रॉमिस किया था भूमि देवी को
जी
कि मैं
जी
आपके उनकी परमिशन के बिना वो उनका संहार नहीं करूंगा.
yes Mataji. So he keeps that promise and he gives equal respect to everyone, irrespective of male, female, and all. So that is the point here. Then before killing Narkasur, there is a battle with Mura. Mura demon. He is the what do you call, the main chief of army for Narkasur. Now, because he kills, ये इसमें नहीं है, लेकिन let's see who knows. I think Prabhuji covered that last time. Because he killed Mura, Krishna has a very special name. What is that? Can someone say?
मुरारी.
Yes, Mataji. So हम कृष्ण मुरारी बोलते हैं because
Yes.
he is killer of demon Mura. So that is a wonderful and beautiful name. And killing of Mura, breaking his trident. Mura is symbol of arrogance and ego, जो हमें मतलब at least मेरे में भर भर के है. So someday Murari ji will come and kill that also. So that is the symbol here. That Krishna overcomes these negative traits. तो हमें वो negative trait हटाना है, तो we have to welcome Krishna. Now Mura also has 7 sons. What do they represent? The 7 sons of Mura, वो क्या represent?
Baby voices.
Yes. So, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mad, Moh, Matsar. So they represent. So Krishna kills Mura also and becomes Murari here. Then the next theme is about Krishna's power. So Lord displays his extraordinary combating skills and very, very effective, so matchless. No one can go even near to that. How easily he kills big demons, right? Now next, Satyabhama. Okay, she also fights and she also helps the Lord. Then comes this question about Parijata tree. So your next question, I think I almost answered that. Who asked Krishna to bring the Parijata plant and why? The next question is why. That's the main.
Satyabhama asked Krishna to bring that Parijat complete plant because she was slighted by the heavenly Parijat flower which Krishna gave to Rukmani.
Yes.
Only flowers was given, right? Not a plant.
Only flower
Yeah.
was given to Rukmani.
Yeah, because Narad Muni brought it and gave, and that is how one flower was given or something.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Satyabhama ji, she is very, very high level of mana. So why not me, right? So these are all transcendental. We cannot imitate that. But this is all at a transcendental. So everybody then, thank you, Mataji. So that's the right answer. And everybody then cheers the Lord. That's the divine approval of killing of Narakasura. Now moving, then the theme also gives us an idea of the divine protection we get from the Lord. So here, what do we learn? I think we covered this. What do we learn from the act of Krishna taking permission from Satyabhama? What does it teach us?
We should act with love, respect, compassion, and we should try to seek permission of the relatives.
Yes, correct. And then, it just reminds me, how we see even in Mahabharat war, we saw Yudhishthir seeks the permission of the elders, right? Before, although they are on the opposition side. So we should seek permission from right authority, take their blessing, and always act with compassion. And the women have an important role as mother, as wife, as sister. They have a very, very important role. That's what it signifies here. That's because of this. That's what we learn from Satyabhama's presence. Yeah. Okay. Now, in the spiritual context, what does death mean? This is our first lesson in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
It means transition. It doesn't mean end.
Any verse from Bhagavad Gita? Raksha Mataji, if you remember.
Sure.
Janma? No, that's
Prabhuji, your voice is not
मे
audible.
दिव्यम इदम यो वेत्ति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नेति मामिति सोऽर्जुन.
नहीं, वो तो कृष्णा का कृष्णा
हाँ
का
हाँ,
जन्म.
वो
हम लोग
यम यम वापि स्मरण भावम
हाँ.
त्यजन्ते. अरे वो भी आ सकते प्रभु जी. देहोस्मि यथा देहे
Yes.
कौमार्यं
जी,
यौवनं
Yes,
जरा
that's what I was looking for. Yes.
तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति धीरस् तत्र न मुह्यति.
Correct. This is the verse that this is our
Yes, sir.
first lesson. We are the soul we continuously pass from one body to another body, just like we change the clothes. So that is the verse. Yes, yes, ma'am. So moving ahead, and then swiftness in Krishna's action. He is very swift deliverer of justice. हमें ऐसा लगेगा कि it takes a lot of time, but actually from the viewpoint of eternity, because the soul is eternal, we have been through many lifetimes. From that point, it is very quick. Only we need is to just chant the mantra, follow the instruction, and Krishna will be there, and he provides justice. Now, overall, from this passage, from this pastime, what do we learn?
We should take quick actions in the case of justice, and we should be proactive and always ready for life tests.
Correct. Wonderful, Mataji. That's great. Yeah. So chant the Lord, take his shelter of devotees, and take quick learnings from whatever we. So we covered all these questions. I think what were the qualities that made Satyabhama a crucial partner in the battle of Narakasura? We covered that. How did Krishna's victory over demon Mura influence his subsequent action and response? We covered that. He protects the Dharma, he protects the devotees, and there is that Bhagavatam verse also, Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. So whenever there is trouble, Indra has, Krishna comes to protect. In what ways can the lesson learned from Krishna's interaction and battles be applied in the modern day? Mataji just summarized that so nicely, right? Then the next section here is prayers of Bhumi Devi or Mother Earth. So Bhudevi approached and she returns some items to Lord Krishna. What were they? Can someone share? What items?
Aditi, Indra mother's Aditi earrings, Varuna's umbrella, and the Mani Parvat, a playground of demigods.
Yes. So she returns. Thank you, Mother. So she returned these three things. And then from this we learn recognition of Krishna's divine nature. He is divine and away from this material creation. The second part also, he creates, but he is away from that. And there is wonderful shloka in Bhagavad Gita that covers that although the creation, material creation is part of him, he is away, he is not affected. Right? Rather, that depends on Krishna. That's the third point here, Krishna's distinction from material elements. So now here comes a question for you. Why is Krishna unaffected by modes of material nature? As per
Because
whom is
he
he?
is beyond the mode of material nature.
Yes, yes. Because he is
परे है,
beyond.
वो परे है, हाँ.
He is the controller, not the controller. We are the controlled, he is the controller. Right? Then the next question comes for you. Ready? Who misunderstands Krishna's true nature?
Those who equate Krishna with material elements, mostly they do misunderstand his true spiritual nature.
Yes. And very lovingly or grudgingly, Krishna calls them Muda, right?
Yeah, mood.
Muda. So those who don't, and then Srila Prabhupada in his lecture very nicely calls them rascal, right? So many rascal you don't understand. So yeah, so we have to understand, or at least attempt to understand Krishna's true nature, and this is the wonderful platform and so much nice presentation Prabhuji prepared, and now Sarat Prabhu will be giving lecture. So we should take our full opportunity to understand the nature of the Lord to our best possible endeavor.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can you go back to the this slide? No, this is a very nice picture Prabhuji's put. Who are the two goddesses with Lord Krishna in this picture?
Yes, so it is
Sri
there.
Devi and
Bhudevi.
Sri Devi
Bhudevi.
Devi and Bhudevi. Sri Devi
Bhudevi.
is Lakshmi. Sri Devi is Lakshmi. Bhudevi is Mother Earth.
in Puri Jagannath temple also with Jagannath, there they are Sri Devi and Bhudevi.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful picture.
Yeah, and Garuda is taking that snake, right? So Beautiful question. Yeah. Yes. Very nice question, Samta Mataji. That is what we have to do. Keep asking questions so that we can understand one more point about the Lord. So thank you, Mataji. Okay, so continuing unity and diversity. Uh, so here comes the question for you all before I explain. Which of the Bhumi Devi's prayers they emphasize on, or what is the emphasis about the point Achintya Bheda Bheda? What does that mean? Can you elaborate a bit?
Krishna is present within the creation and beyond the creation. This this reflects the idea of Achinta Bhed Abeda.
Bheda Bheda. So that is the
Is both.
duality here, both, yeah. So he is, as we discuss, continue discussing, he is within the creation, he is outside the creation, he is the controller, full controller and independent. So that explains about the nature of divine. He is both Saguna, Nirguna, everything is within him. But still there are people who have misconception. So what are the misconception about Krishna which Bhumi Devi is highlighting here? And let's say what, okay, actually, there is misconception, but what is, we spoke about it, but what is the correct understanding? What is the proper understanding? And what result we get from the proper understanding?
The correct understanding is that Lord is transcendental. He is beyond material existence.
Correct.
And the misunderstanding is that he is confined to the material.
He also gets condition, yeah. That is materialist talk about, right? He says in Bhagavad Gita, when I appear, people don't recognize my transcendental nature, right? In Bhagavad Gita, he talks about that.
Yeah.
They think ordinary as a ordinary
I am
man.
ordinary, yeah.
Ordinary.
Yes, absolutely. All of you are right. 100 points there. Right. So that's where, and when we know the correct and incorrect nature, there comes the role of devotion or bhakti. That is the point number 4. So through Bhumi's heartfelt praise and plea, that signifies the surrender, faith, and bhakti we must have. And then the 5th point, interconnectedness of energies. So as Krishna says, both spiritual, material, marginal, all energies are within Krishna. Spiritual, material, spiritual energy we know Ladini and other Shakti, material energy, all that. So, but everything is under Krishna. Krishna controls everything, and we just have to chant His glory. Now continuing, the 3 important question here, I think we covered, but let's quickly see. What specific qualities and power of Krishna does Bhumi Devi emphasize that distinguish from material elements? We saw that. How does the concept of Achintya Veda? We saw that. We spoke about that. What are some example of misconception around Krishna's nature that Mother Bhumi addresses, and how do they impact the understanding? That also Samta Mataji nicely covered.
Mm.
So now
Krishna is omniscience, present, and he is beyond the 3 gunas of nature.
yes,
Sattva, Rajtam, Tamo.
correct. He's beyond that. He's controller, right? And we are the one who are affected. Right? Yes, Mataji, correct. Absolutely right. Okay, now continuing. Yeah, please continue this participation. Very nice. Very nice points come through. And if you remember any shloka, please recite that also. So 16,100 maidens, they were captured by this demon, which Lord Krishna, he frees them. So now here comes your first question. What does this 16,100 number signify? What does that mean? What do we learn?
It symbolizes the plight of purity and virtue being compromised by evil forces.
Correct. And more than that, that's one thing. And then more than that, it is like Krishna, he intervenes and protects at a
And keeps
huge
everything ordered.
yeah, to restore it. So when he says that I am the protector of religion. I will protect the religion. It is not for 1, 2, or 10. It can be going to infinite. He has the capability to, relieve, purify the whole creation, all this material creation, so which is infinite. So his potency is unlimited. That is the key point here. Right? 16,100 in that perspective is a very small number, right? That's how we see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I
Yes,
ask?
Mata. Yes.
This 16,100 this symbolizes purity. So in the present time, can you give example how present time is full of evil forces? So what are these qualities that are representing these maidens that are being compromised in our time, like we are living in?
If I understand right, your question is, what do these captured maidens signify or relate to in today's time? Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, Prabhuji.
Wow, what a wonderful question. I would say one of us or some of us, we are trapped in the material energy. We may not be to the extent like these maidens were suffering. They were like kidnapped and they were put under the bars and in the jail. But if you look at us, Mataji, and if you look around, especially the new generation, they are totally trapped into this virtual world, right? That is one aspect that quickly comes to my mind. What is coming on the social media? They are so
Yeah,
concerned, so
yeah,
concerned. And what is we only can probably understand because we have seen both the worlds. What what does it really mean if somebody goes and trolls or writes something about someone, but they really care about it, Mataji? So this is one of the many aspects we see how we are trapped in this whole impact of the demonic civilization, right? Impact of this whole misuse of technology, right? Technology can be rightly used, like what we are doing here today. We are listening to Katha, and last time also we discussed in depth about like the virtual connectivity and all, how we can make good use. But the wrong use is more than and the good use, unfortunately. So it's a lot about the whole impact. So that's one aspect. And then how we can counterattack that is bringing Krishna into the center there. So if we follow or apply the concept of Yukta Vairagya, use anything and everything you have in the service and remembrance of Krishna, or associating with the devotees or doing service, then that will help us to attract the mercy of the Lord. That is what I can think. But Sarat Prabhu and Charu Prabhu, please add.
Prabhuji, I have
Prabhu,
just one. Yeah, go ahead, Mother.
no, Prabhu, please carry on.
Yeah, so just one question that 16,000, 100 is a big number and virtues, we are talking about all that. So is it, I'm trying to remember or discuss that they are basically from Krishna's associate coming from spiritual world part, some of them, and some other are from Swargaloka like that. Is that the combination, those 16,100? Because eventually they become queens of Lord, right? Not ordinary position.
Yes, yes, and they are totally pure, even even though they were imprisoned by Narkasura, they were
Mhm.
totally pure and they had got all the virtues.
Okay, Prabhuji.
प्रभु जी मैंने
But
एक लेक्चर में सुना
they are
था प्रभु जी
yeah, go ahead.
कि ये जो भी 16,100 जो है वो सारे रुचा है, वेदों की रुचा जो होती है ना, रुचा वो है सारी। मैंने कहीं सुना था ऐसा एक
I
लेक्चर में।
think my understanding, maybe in the class, because they are coming either entourage of Lord Krishna, and most of them, or some are coming as Apsara or something, right? Is that the correct, Sharad Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, they were basically, you see, these are all drama only. They
Yeah.
were the permanent associates of the Supreme Lord. The aim was to kill Narakasura. And why Narakasura had imprisoned them? He knew that somehow he came to know that if he marries 16,108 girls, then nobody can defeat him. And he was just waiting for another 8, but he was killed at this point.
Okay. Samanta Mataji, we answered your question.
Yes, Prabhuji, very well answered. One more point that comes to my mind is, like in the present term, how we get disillusioned in the name of job and corporate life, how we are following the incorrect ways of life, like drinking and smoking. And so the present time is exposed to all these kinds of, like how it's mentioned, is compromised. So we are pure inside, but these are compromised by evil forces. So
Hey,
with the time.
you see in Bhagavad Gita, there are 3 things, na? Karma, akarma, and vikarma.
Mm.
Now, karma is the Vedic karma, which we are not doing. We are saying we are doing karma, we are doing service, we are earning money, and that is all vikarma. And we are not reaching the akarma stage. So this is what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. That's why we have to practice, we have to follow the path of devotional service.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Let me add a couple more points and let me add to that. The definition of karma, vikarma, akarma. Karma is the one which you do according to Vedic injunctions. You're following what Vedas say that, okay? So you don't break the rules, then you get reward. So for the reward, you still have to come back, okay, to enjoy the reward. Then vikarma, if your desires are too strong, then you somehow we break Vedic injunctions also, So that is the violation against the rules. So we suffer. So that is called vikarma. Okay. So in one case we enjoy, so bad karmas and good karmas. Okay. But neither way, regardless, we still have to come back because both have reactions, karma and reactions. But what is the karma that has no reactions? That's akarma. Akarma means you working for the Lord, Supreme Lord, then there are no reactions to it. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
પ્રભુ એવું કહેવાય ને, સોનાની સાંકળ અને લોખંડની સાંકળ. સકર્મ છે એ સોનાની સાંકળ છે ને વિકર્મ છે એ લોખંડની સાંકળ.
Correct. Example આપ્યું.
Golden shackle and iron shackle.
Yes, પ્રભુ.
Wonderful.
So when you work for the Lord, automatically you'll be doing something. You won't be, at least you won't be committing vikarmas,
एंड प्रभु जी स्टार्टिंग में शरद प्रभु जी ने बहुत अच्छा बताया कि हमें सिर्फ चैंटिंग करना नहीं है, याद करना है भगवान को, क्योंकि हम चैंटिंग करेंगे मगर मन तो किधर भी है, मतलब मन को लगाना है, माइंड को लगाना है. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. वैसे हम लोग क्रिया मतलब बोल तो लेंगे मशीन की तरह, मगर मन तो है नहीं उधर. इट इज तो इट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट.
भगवान हेल्प करते, पहले कुछ भी नहीं करने तो कुछ तो करना है ना. स्टार्टिंग में तो कुछ तो कभी ना कभी तो करना ही है ना.
Yes, प्रभु जी, very true.
Then Krishna gives the right directions. Okay, Sharad Prabhuji, continue.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sanjeev Prabhuji,
Yeah,
done now?
I will finish. There are 2 more slides and I will quickly
Okay,
wrap up.
please continue. Please
So,
continue.
yeah, it's a very engaging session. So that's good. So now 2 more slides.
I really like Sanjeev Prabhuji. You are highlighting so the devotees can right away see that, So I think people should learn from Sanjeev Prabhuji. If you can show them how do you do that,
Yeah, I think I've seen Samta Mataji doing. That's feature in, but I will show. Yeah, that should be quick. Okay, so now here finally acceptance of Krishna as husband. This is where I have a question as well, Prabhuji. Acharya Prabhuji, this is for you. I will just read through this passage. Each maiden contemplating Krishna as her chosen husband illustrate the concept of personal devotion or bhakti, right? Now, here is a question. This personal devotion is not just a matter of faith. I think this is not faith, but fate, F-A-T-E. It's typing
Where
error, I
that
believe.
is there that they commit mistake?
I think so.
Typo?
Yeah,
Where
I
is that?
think
Which
this
one?
this word should be fate, that it is not just a matter of fate, but a matter of personal choice and desire rooted in spiritual destiny. It is
I'll
thus
check that out. I'll check
not
that
just a
out.
predetermined fate. So I
Yes.
think what you mean to say here, that sometimes we may just say, "अरे ये तो मेरी destiny है, ये तो मेरा fate है." No, no, no. Yes, like whatever
Yeah, I
karma,
think it should be fate.
yeah, yeah, faith is very important. We need that. Fate is something we can change if we surrender to
Destiny.
that.
Fate means destiny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So fate, destiny, we can change. So that's the point here. So don't just blame on destiny and fate that, oh, I cannot do because that is what. No, you can. Krishna has given the independence. You just have to try and take shelter. So
There
that's
is
there.
another word for it. It is prarabdha also.
Yeah. Okay, and then continuing themes, the role of providence. So they all play to the providence that they get Krishna as a husband, Krishna's action, and then Krishna immediately arrange for all the maidens to be gifted with wonderful garments, clean, sanctified, purified. So this also represents that how Krishna he keeps the respect and dignity of every individual, right? And he knows how to act properly. Even in the case when Jarasan captured so many kings, when the kings were released, then Krishna first arranged for all these kings who were prisoners for a very long time to be nourished, to be dressed up nicely, so that when they are brought in front of their relatives and all, they're happy to see them. So Krishna knows how to act in what situation. They are transported with lot of treasures, and then there is 64 white elephants who represent majestic grandeur to um, uh, to join the whole palanquin. And all. We covered these three questions as well in depth, so I will skip. And then next is about the final section is about. So I will now quickly go through myself because we are short of time. So last section is about Krishna's battle with Indra to procure the Parijata tree. Indra becomes angry. There is a conflict. This emphasizes that even at the demigod level, sometimes pride, arrogance can come in. So we have to be very careful. Um, Finally, Krishna marries all the 16,100 princes, defeats Indra, takes that Parijata tree. And final conclusion here, one of the point is unity and plurality, right? So this Prakasha Vigraha means
You
Krishna
know
is
that,
one,
that
but
flower
he
is actually Ratrani, you know.
Radha, yes, yes, that's what we can see that here as well in the material world. So Krishna can expand into unlimited forms, and he is one, but he can expand into another. That is unity and plurality. And we can learn from him how he is so perfect in household duties in Dwarka also. Um, the way Krishna treats Vraj gopis versus the queens of Dwarka, that was covered. Vraj gopis are pleasure potency of the Lord, and queens of Dwarka, they signify the divine manifestation and action and the other energies. But the Vraj gopis are much more dear and they are more exalted. We have seen this many times. Finally, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that this knowledge of divine is rooted in love and devotion rather than hierarchy. Means it is not like, for example, we see it's not like we have to be in a certain position to worship the Lord. At any level, we can accept. So that's the overall learnings. And yeah, we covered these questions. The deeper meanings that are associated with Parijata plan beyond symbolism of desire and fulfillment. It is all the pastimes of the Lord. How do dynamic of Krishna's relationship with gopis differ from those with queens in Dwarika? So the gopis represent pure, spontaneous devotion and joy of selfless love. And in contrast, the queen symbolizes more structured and intimate relationship defined by marital law. Right. So here is the Parakya Bhav, the highest, and this is still following the rules and regulation. In what ways can individual cultivate more personal connection with divine as described in the commentary? We discussed that. What are the impacts in today's world and how can we continue, uh, like, in our journey of being more Krishna conscious through leveraging all the available platforms. With that, I stop the recap. Thank you very much for the engaging conversation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Prabhuji. So nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And thanks all the devotees who participated in this. Now we'll start
Thank you,
with
Prabhuji.
we'll start with lesson 97, that is chapter 60 of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Is given in the slide. It will be covered in 4 parts. In lecture that is 97 lesson, 21 verses 1 to 21, they cover Krishna provoked anger in Rukmini with his joking words, and 22 to 33, the heart's misunderstanding, that is Rukmini and Krishna emotional journey. This will be covered today, and the balance of the verses, that is the 34 to 59, they will be covered tomorrow. Now, a question comes in the very beginning only, why Krishna wanted this misunderstanding, wanted to provoke anger in Rukmini. Just before we start the class, I'll just say something which Jiva Goswami has described very nicely in the Priti Sandarbha. This is regarding Rukmini's great love for Krishna. Now, please remember that the gopis had pride without cause, hetu, and Krishna had pride with a faint reflection of a cause, and flowing through the great whirlpool of deceitful crookedness, the gopis loving pride, anger, and anger become very, very intense. And when they are separated from Krishna, their anger becomes more pure. And Krishna's other beloveds, other than the gopis, they manifest grief, fear, and worry when they become angry with a cause. Now, an example is given here in this chapter when Lord Krishna teased Queen Rukmini with loving, joking words. Now, here Lord Krishna's intention was to make a playful joke. And as you know, Queen Rukmini was very deep and her love was very, very sincere to Krishna. And there Krishna thought, my wish is to enjoy the pastimes of making my beloved angry. Her throat will be filled with emotional words that reveal her great love for me. However, she may not clearly understand my intention. She will either become angry, playfully angry, or she will say she does not understand my words. And in this way, I'll try to joke with her. And even when I made her brother very ugly looking, she still did not become angry. And it is not appropriate to continue in that direction. However, the happiness she is feeling by associating with me is the be all and end of all life, that is the perfectional stage, and it is everything for her. Perhaps by mocking the pride she feels by being able to associate with me, I'll make her angry. If she does not become angry in that way, then perhaps by making her afraid that she will be separated from me, she will speak many words revealing her love for me. And thinking this way, Krishna spoke the loving, joking words. That is what is the prelude. And he said many, many things which we will see. Very, very brief about this chapter in 2-3 minutes I will give, then we will go through the slides. Now, this chapter describes how the Supreme Lord Krishna, he provoked anger in Queen Rukmini with joking words, and later he consoled her. And with this, he demonstrated the opulence of a lover's quarrel. What happened one day, Krishna, he was sitting at ease in Rukmini's bedroom while Rukmini and her maidservants, they attended to him in various ways. And Rukmini always responded to Sri Krishna's moods, whatever they might be. And on this occasion, the Lord looked at Rukmini, whose beauty was totally faultless, and began teaching her. He said previously, many worthy kings, wealthy kings, with great character, they wanted to marry you. In fact, your father and brother intended to give you in marriage to Sisupala. Why then did you accept such an unsuitable husband as me, who once renounced the kingdom and fled to the sea in fear of Jarasandha? Besides, I transgress worldly morality, and because I own nothing, I am dear to the paupers. Certainly, the well-to-do would not worship one like me. Then he also said, when a man and a woman share the same social class, influence, physical beauty, and so on, marriage or friendship can flourish between them. But out of short-sightedness, you have accepted a husband who lacks every good quality and is glorified by beggars only. Better you had married some prominent warrior, then you might have been happy in this life and your next life. And then he talks about her brother Rukmi. He said, your brother Rukmi and the kings like Sisupala all hate me. And it was only to cut down their pride that I kidnapped you. But as for such things as body, home, wife, children, I am indifferent to them because I am totally satisfied in my own self. I am self-satisfied personality of Godhead, and I am transcendental to all material affairs. And Lord Krishna, he stopped speaking, having destroyed the Queen's confidence that she was her she was her husband's favorite. She began to cry, and soon she became stunned in extreme fear, pain, and sadness, and she fell unconscious. Now Lord Krishna saw that she had misunderstood his joking, and thus he felt compassion on her. Then he picked her up from the floor and caressing her face, he consoled that I know that you are totally attached to me. And it was out of my eagerness to see your lotus face adorned with frown that I teased you. Now, to joke with one's beloved is the highest enjoyment for householders, and that's why I had to do this. And all these words that dispelled Rukmini's fear of rejection, and seeing that Krishna had spoken only in jest, she started speaking. She said that what you said about the two of us being a mismatch is actually true. After all, no one is equal to you. You are the omnipotent master of the three principal deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And then Rukmini went on to show how everything Krishna had said, denigrating himself, was actually glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Krishna then spoke to Rukmini with deep affection. He said, I did not intend to agitate your mind with my joking words. Rather, I wanted to demonstrate the strength of your chastity. Anyone who praises me for sense gratification and happiness in family life is simply deluded by my illusory energy, Maya. And such a person will take a low birth. And ordinary women with corrupt desires cannot possibly worship me faithfully as you have done. and at the time of your marriage, you showed no interest in any of the royal suitors who had come there. Rather, you sent a Brahmana messenger to me. Thus, you are certainly the most beloved of all my consorts. And in this way, the Lord of the universe, that is Sri Krishna, he took pleasure in joking with the goddess of fortune in her form as Rukmini, and in a similar fashion, he fulfilled all the duties of a householder in each place. Here, this chapter starts with Sukadeva Goswami describing in very, very great detail. And in the very first verse, which is commented by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that Krishna, here the word camphor-like heart, that is Rukmini had a camphor-like heart. That is described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says that the fragrant camphor-like heart of Rukmini, the meaning is the lovely chaste qualities of Rukmini will become manifest as a result of Krishna's apparently insensitive words toward her, just as a camphar's fragrance becomes manifest when crushed in a grinding stone. And Rukmini is personally serving Krishna for two reasons. First is Krishna is her husband, and second, he is the spiritual master of the complete universe. And like this, the description goes on. Then let us go on to the next slide. Here, some of the things are described in some of the verses. Like Krishna said, all those kings who had come from the Swayamvara, terrified of these kings, we took shelter in no, he talks about himself when he ran away from Jarasanda's domain, that is, he went to Dwarka. He said, we have become enemies of powerful men and we practically abandoned our royal throne. And on this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that the Lord's mentality here can be understood like this. He says, when I gave Rukmini a single flower from the heavenly Parijata, Satyabhama showed such a great fury that I could not pacify her even by bowing down at her feet. Only when I gave her the whole Parijata tree, she was satisfied. And Rukmini, however, did not display any anger, even when she saw me giving Satyabhama the whole tree, Parijata tree. So how can I enjoy the nectar of angry words from this wife who never feels jealousy, who is never jealous of anybody else, and who is supremely sober and who always speaks pleasingly? Thus, considering all this, the Supreme Lord decided, if I speak like this to her, I'll be able to provoke her anger. And this is how some authorities explain Krishna's speech to Rukmini. And with this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he also explains in a very great detail about all these things which Krishna had told Rukmini. Let us go on to read the slide. Verses 1 to 21 reveal intricate relationship between Krishna and Queen Rukmini. Their interactions show affection, pride, and humility. Affection of Rukmini toward Krishna, affection of Krishna toward Rukmini, the pride and humility of Krishna. And Krishna's playful teaching not only serves to highlight the depths of Rukmini's love, but also illustrates her noble qualities. He wanted to arouse that. He wanted to tell everybody what all qualities Rukmini has got. That's why he did this. And the metaphor of camphor fragrance symbolizes how Krishna seemingly provocative words are crafted to reveal the essence of Rukmini's chaste nature. And that's why I was saying, when the camphor is crushed, then the fragrance comes out. Like this, Krishna, which is with his harsh words, tried to agitate Rukmini's mind so that her good qualities they emerge from that. And next point, the vivid imagery of the palace adorned with jewels enveloped in fragrant incense provides a backdrop of their meaningful exchange. It is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We did not cover verse by verse, but here the description of the palace where they were staying, it is given. And please remember that Krishna had 16,108 queens, and each of them was staying separately in each one palace each. And Krishna in his 16,108 forms, he was living with each queen. And each queen was thinking that Krishna is only staying with me and with nobody else. This is the greatness of Krishna, and nobody can replicate this. Then the next point, Rukmini's attentiveness in serving Krishna exemplifies her deep devotion. As in the first verse we saw, she was serving Krishna with her maidservants, while the intricate descriptions of her beauty further enhance her radiance in Krishna's presence. Her beauty and everything, they are given in very, very great detail in the various verses. Then divine play Leela, the interaction between Krishna and Rukmini is framed in a divine pastime. It is a divine pastime. It is not the material pastime, emphasizing that Krishna's actions, even when they appear provocative, are intended to deepen their devotional bond and unveil profound truths about love and devotion. He was provocating Rukmini to show anger, rather loving anger, and this had the intention to deepen her devotional bond with Krishna. And this is very, very important, and this is what is the devotion or devotional service. Then the next point, the concept of Leela powerfully conveys that the universe and all its occurrences are expressions of the divine play. The Lord shows himself in various forms, in various Leelas in this universe. And Krishna's joyful interactions with Rukmini exemplify the dynamic nature and intimate nature of the divine. Rather than being a distant deity, Krishna personally engages with his devotees, showing that love and devotion can flourish through playful exchanges. It is not here. Please remember, Aishwarya is not important. Like in Vaikuntha, the devotees they worship him in Aishwarya Bhava. But here, the one-to-one exchange of relationship that happens in Golok Vrindavana. And this relationship emphasizes a profound mutual affection, where even teaching serves as to deepen bond between the divine and the devotee. As we'll see what happens in this story also. And love and devotion, Rukmini's steadfast commitment to Krishna stands as a powerful testament to her extraordinary love, that is prema. Even though Krishna tried to teach her to bring about loving anger, still then, after all this, Rukmini, she remained steadfast, and she did not, anger did not arouse in her against Krishna. And Krishna's teaching is just not playful, it tests and ultimately affirms her devotion. This is what got proved at the end, illustrating that true love is resilient and able to withstand the storms of life. If we say we are loving Krishna, if we have got devotional service, then we should remember that it is resilient under all conditions And any problem which comes, the biggest problem, it cannot separate us from the Supreme Lord. If we have that level of prema, that level of love for Krishna, and the passage captures the transformative essence of bhakti, is that is devotional love, devotional service, as Rukmini's unwavering devotion to Krishna is tested by his playful teaching. He was trying to teach her, and such interactions remind us that true love rises above superficial challenges. Teaching her is superficial. Rukmini's immediate response, driven by a desire to understand Krishna's intentions rather than anger, reveals the profound depth of her devotion, because she was devoted to Krishna 100%. Anger could not touch her. And this exchange illustrates that genuine love not only endures trials and tribulations, but also strengthens the spiritual connection between the beloved and the divine. Here, what happened? Krishna teased the Rukmini. Rukmini did not show any anger, and with all this, at the end, what was the effect? Her love for the Supreme Lord, it increased. That is, the spiritual connection between Krishna and Rukmini increased. Then let us see the comments of the Acharya, the contrast of qualities. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary poignantly contrasts Krishna's humble origins with Rukmini's royal status. In the beginning, he was trying to say that I come from a very humble family. I was tending cows in the forest like this, but you belong to the royal family and your status is royal. That's why there is no match between you and me, prompting a reflection of societal norms surrounding love and marriage. This he wanted to highlight and teach Rukmini. And this juxtaposition invites us to consider the essence of true worth, suggesting that spiritual qualities far outweigh material circumstances. The material circumstances which Krishna was trying to show, under which he grew up, and he reached that stage, that has nothing to do with the spiritual qualities which the Supreme Lord has got. And the concept of Leela powerfully conveys that the universe and its occurrences are expressions of divine play. The everything is happening because of Krishna, the Lord's Supreme Lord's Leela only, and Leela is nothing but divine play. And Krishna's joyful interactions with Rukmini exemplify the dynamic and intimate nature of the divine. Rather than being a distant deity, Krishna personally engages with his devotees, showcasing that love and devotion can flourish through playful exchanges. And this relationship emphasizes a profound mutual affection where even teaching serves to deepen the bond between the divine and the devotee. If we have got proper love for the Supreme Lord, then He will also play with us. He will also exchange like this, what He did with Rukmini. And Krishna's words evoke complex interplay of pride and self-reflection in Rukmini. This dynamics illustrate that humility is not merely a virtue, but an essential component of spiritual relationship. That's why it is said that the best quality, the biggest and the most important quality in a devotee should be is humility. One should be humble under all circumstances. One should not get carried away by the circumstances. One should not lose his temper by the circumstances. And this is what Rukmini has showed us. And she is the greatest example where love must remain untainted by ego. Ego should not come in between us and the Supreme Lord. in any way, and this profound insight can illustrate our spiritual journey. In our spiritual journey, we should learn that the transformative essence of bhakti comes through as Rukmini's unwavering devotion to Krishna, tested by his playful teaching. And such interactions remind us that true love rises above superficial challenges. Superficially, Krishna was challenging Rukmini, and this was to deepen her love for him. That is what was the aim. And Rukmini's immediate response was driven by desire to understand Krishna's intentions rather than anger, reveals the profound depth of her devotion. And such an exchange illustrates that genuine love not only endures trials and tribulations, but also strengthens the spiritual connection between the beloved and the divine. That means the whole thing, if we learn from Rukmini, her humility. With humility, she was able to digest everything what Krishna was saying. And this is what? This is genuine love or true love for the Supreme Lord. And no trial or tribulation can harm it, can deviate it under any circumstances. And this is the strength of spiritual connection. This is the strength of divine love between a devotee and the Supreme Lord. Let us go to the next slide. Now, in summary, verses 1 to 21 encapsulate profound philosophical insights about love, devotion, humility, detachment, and the nature of the divine. Now, furthermore, they are a much deeper understanding of spiritual relationship, urging us to transcend material attachments and cultivate a rich connection with the divine through love and devotion. Now, you may be thinking, if we are saying all these queens of Krishna, they are the eternal queens, and there is a permanent relationship between Krishna and the queens. Then why didn't they realize this? Why they were thinking they were like normal human beings? It is because of the interplay of the Yogamaya potency of the Supreme Lord, because he wanted that Yogamaya to act so that this Leela can take place. And the philosophy of detachment, Krishna expresses a disregard for material possessions and fleeting relationships. And we'll be studying there is a very famous verse in the 10th canto, 88th chapter, 8th verse, 10.88.8, that when Krishna becomes very happy with somebody, he takes away his everything, including wealth and everything else. And this is how he shows his mercy to the devotee. And Krishna expresses a disregard for material possessions and fleeting relationships, reinforcing the principle of detachment, vairagya, in spiritual life. We'll talk about it a little more slightly later. And he encourages Rukmini to evaluate her choices through a lens that transcends the material, suggesting that the true happiness lies beyond earthly attachments. Basically, what he was trying to say, he was trying to say that I am most unworthy, but you did not accept any of the kings who were much richer than me, who had lot of fame, and they were kings. I am not even the king like this. And he was trying to agitate Rukmini, but we know what was the final outcome. And Krishna's indifference to material possessions and societal expectations offer a profound lesson in detachment, vairagya. And by demonstrating a lack of concern for wealth and status, Krishna encourages Rukmini to re-evaluate her values and priorities. The philosophy of detachment does not advocate for a rejection of relationship or responsibilities, but instead promotes the understanding that a true fulfillment arises from spiritual realization rather than material accumulation. Embracing detachment fosters a balanced approach to life, enabling individuals to engage in worldly duties while remaining focused on their spiritual journey. Now, what about detachment? Detachment in conjugal relationship. We know that we are all social creatures who need relationship to emotionally nourish us. And detachment is when we put emotional distance between ourselves and an outcome. And disconnection, on the other hand, involves the breaking of a connection or a relationship. And what relationship doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't care for others. Why it is that meaning not valid? Because spiritual growth is essentially a growth of selflessness. It centers on learning to care for something beyond ourselves, something bigger than ourselves. While this journey culminates on the bhakti path in caring for the ultimate reality, that is Krishna, that journey begins for most people by caring for someone other than themselves. And for most of us, such caring happens primarily through relationships. If we stop caring for others in the name of detachment, we may well sink into self obsession, which would spiritually which is spiritually toxic, even spiritually destructive. And what detachment means? It means that we aren't driven by a need to prove ourselves to others. While relationships can help us to grow spiritually, they can also become spiritual obstacles if we become fixed on those with whom we are in relationship. And suppose they have certain priorities and certain expectations from us that are different from or even opposed to what is conducive for our spiritual growth. And if we make them the center of our life and make it a purpose of our life, proving ourselves to them by succeeding according to their definitions of success, we'll end up spiritually distracted, and that is why we need sufficient detachment to free ourselves from the pleasure to bend backwards and bend out of shape just for pleasing somebody else. And in Bhagavad Gita, it is given that detachment in relationship does not mean not caring for others. It means not needing to prove ourselves to others. You can read 13 chapter 11th verse. Now, then we go the next part, the role of the divine. Krishna's position as the protector and maintainer of dharma is emphasized, signaling that his actions, though sometimes misunderstood, serve a higher purpose in restoring balance and counteracting arrogance and powerful figures. Krishna's actions as a protector of Dharma reinforce the notion that the divine activity maintains cosmic order. His purposeful engagement with Rukmini serves a higher purpose. What is the higher purpose? It is challenging the arrogance of powerful kings to affirm that spiritual strength eclipses material power. They had material power, Krishna had spiritual power. And this insight reinforces the belief that divine intervention often manifests in subtle, unexpected ways, guarding devotees against toward deeper understanding and alignment with spiritual principles. It emphasizes that the divine operates beyond human comprehension. Many times we will not be able to understand what is there, but blindly we should believe the Supreme Lord, what he has said in the scripture, or what is coming through the acharyas, weaving intricate interactions that ultimately serve the greater good. Now, as for detachment, for our home, children, wife, and all that, we should remember that it is not meant that we should have no feeling for this. They are the natural objects of affection. But when they are not favorable to spiritual progress, that time we should not be attached to them. The best process for making the home pleasant is what Prabhupada says, to become Krishna conscious. If one is in full Krishna consciousness, he can make his home very happy, because this process is also very, very happy. One need only to chant the name of the Lord, accept the remnants of food offered to Krishna, and have some discussion on books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and one should engage in deity worship in the family. And these four things will make one happy. And one should train the members of his family this way. And the family members can sit down morning and the evening and chant together at least for some time. And if one can mold his family life in this way to develop Krishna consciousness, following these simple four principles, what I spoke, then there is no need to change from family life to renounced life. But if it is not congenial, not favorable for spiritual advancement, then the familiar life should be abandoned. One must sacrifice everything to realize Krishna, just as Arjuna did. Arjuna did not want to kill his family members, but when he understood that these family members were impediments to his Krishna's realization, Krishna consciousness, he accepted the instruction of Krishna and fought and killed them. In all cases, one should be detached from the happiness and distress of a family life, because in this world, one can never be fully happy or be fully miserable. This should be understood by all of us. Okay, let us go to the next slide. Okay. Now, okay, we'll have a break of 3 minutes. And in the meantime, you can ask any question, or we can hear your comments on whatever we have heard so far. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So you gave so nice definition of detachment, right? So you're stating that how it can become an obstacle, right? And Srila Prabhupada, the example, so nice, and how it connects with this one. So it was difficult for me also, but you gave so nice definition. It doesn't mean you leave them, like detach totally or reject them. But those are favorable, work with them, right? But at the end also your statement emphasize that if they anything that is an obstacle to you, you should give up, because keep the higher purpose of Krishna, right? That is what makes so nice, Prabhuji. Thank you. You articulated so nicely that's what I'm saying. Notes are good, but you articulate beautifully, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, we have to understand this thing, that one did not leave the material world, become a sannyasi and go to seclusion. That is not required. If you see all those people who have realized God, more than 90% are the householders. 10% would be the renunciants. The majority are the householders. So this has to be understood by all of us.
Understand and prioritize your priorities. Have keep the higher focus, right? And
Yes.
think locally, act globally. That may act Krishna conscious, but do activities at the material world as required, but don't get entangled. Nice one.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other question or comment on whatever we have spoken till now?
यस प्रभु जी मतलब कि हमें कर्तव्य कर्म हमें करता रहना चाहिए, मगर हमें मन से संपूर्ण रूप से भक्ति करती रहनी चाहिए, और
Yes,
उसका शो ऑफ नहीं करना चाहिए कि हम भक्ति भी
yes,
करें,
yes,
क्योंकि
yes. And we should connect with the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna, in all the ways.
यस प्रभु, और ट्राई करते रहनी चाहिए कि हम हमारे फैमिली मेंबर को कुछ ना कुछ तरह से हम एसोसिएट कर सके बस.
Yes, like you see, all of us have come from different backgrounds. Different background means different previous life, whatever we had done. That's why all our family members, they will not be in one platform. and one cannot come to this platform so easily just by taking the name of Krishna. If you tell anybody and everybody to take the name of Krishna, just utter Krishna, and you will be surprised. Everybody cannot utter also the name Krishna. It also depends on your previous qualifications. That's why all others in the family members, they are not in the same platform. Therefore, one should do his duty and leave it to the Lord to help us, to bless us, to benedict us, so that others at some point of time they will also come on this path. And if all of us, all the family members, they walk on the same path, that is what is best can happen.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go through the next slide. That is the instructive questions and answers worth learning. The first question is, what specific teaching words did Krishna use that provoked Rukmini's anger, and how did she respond? Krishna's playful yet incisive teaching words likely struck a chord with Rukmini, challenging her self-perfection, perception and pride. While specific examples from the text may be elusive, Rukmini's response showcases her complex nature, initially frustrated but ultimately eager to understand Krishna's deeper intentions. This interplay illustrates her devotion and highlights her desire for meaningful engagement with Krishna. This we learnt in a very great detail. She understood at the end. And how does the Rukmini's devotion to Krishna evolve throughout their relationship beyond this interaction? Rukmini's devotion to Krishna undergoes a profound transformation as they navigate various experiences and challenges together. You see, all these experiences Rukmini had separates her from the other 16,107 queens. She was separate, she was unique, and that's why her name comes first amongst the 16,108 queens. Now, each trial not only tests her love but also reinforces it, showcasing her remarkable resilience. As their relationship depends, her unwavering commitment to Krishna becomes a testament to her enduring faith and capacity for love. She had total faith on the Supreme Lord. That's why she was successful in understanding Krishna at the end. And in what ways does Krishna's indifference to material possessions influence Rukmini's own perspective on her royal status? Now, Krishna's profound indifference to material wealth serves as a powerful catalyst for Rukmini's introspection regarding her own royal status and responsibilities. Observing Krishna's values prompts her to reassess the fleeting nature of wealth and the superficiality of external validation. And this awakening shift her focus towards inner spiritual growth and devotion, ultimately redefining what true fulfillment means. That means ultimately she recognized that all the material possessions, all the material influence, all the material designations, they are of no use in front of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Then beyond, if we go beyond we have seen till 23 to 21 verses, beyond text 22, when we go toward the end, we know that what happened, Rukmini had never before heard such unpleasantries from Krishna. And when she heard this thing, she had a tremor in her heart, and terrible anxiety arose in her heart, and she began to cry. And with her tender foot, she scratched the ground, and tears darkened her eye makeup. And Rukmini's mind was overwhelmed with unhappiness, fear, and grief. for what she heard from Krishna, and her bangles they slipped from her hand, and the fan with which she was fanning Krishna, it fell on the ground, and in her bewilderment she suddenly fainted, and her hair scattering all about her body. It was about to fall on the ground, and at that time, shocked by all these things, then what Krishna did will come to know in the next description. When Krishna saw this, then Krishna, what he did, he showed up his four-handed form and he came up to hold Rukmini with his four hands. And some acharyas said that he manifested four arms to see that her hair does not touch the ground. A woman's hair should never touch the ground. Somebody else should not touch the hair of a woman other than her husband, mother, or sister. Like this, all these things are there. And you know the story of Mahabharata, what Dussasana did to Draupadi, and that was the reason why their whole family got wiped out. And thereafter, what Krishna did, he wiped her tears, and the eyes of Rukmini, he saw they were strained by tears of grief. And then Krishna said that, do not be displeased with me. I know that you are fully devoted to me. I only spoke in out of jest, and I wanted to hear what you wanted to say. And on this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Lord Krishna spoke like this because he thought that lovely Rukmini might be afraid he would again say something to disturb her, or that she might be angry at what he has done. And thereafter, Krishna also said that I also wanted to see your face with lips trembling in loving anger. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that normally by the Lord's transcendental desire, his pure devotees reciprocate with him in such a way that they satisfy his spiritual desires. But Rukmini's love was so strong that her unique mood predominated this complete situation, and thus instead of becoming angry, she fainted and fell on the ground. And far from displeasing Krishna, she increased Krishna's transcendental ecstasy by exhibiting her all encompassing love for Krishna. And thereafter, what happened? Then Sukadeva Goswami is saying that Rukmini was fully pacified by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and understood that his words had been spoken out of jest only, and thus she gave up her fear and rejected everything she had known so far. And smiling bashfully as she cast her charming and affectionate glances upon Krishna. Then Rukmini spoke. We'll see what she speaks in the next slide. Now, Rukmini, engulfed in depths of her love for Krishna, is swept into an emotional turmoil when she misconstrues his playful banter as harsh gibes. And this misreading unleashes a torrent of fear and sorrow, leading to her collapse. Her profound reaction underscores the profoundness of her devotion, momentarily blurring her understanding of Krishna's lightheartedness. Krishna was joking, but this was blurring her understanding, and she understood after some time, as we saw. And in a gesture of deep empathy, Krishna steps forward to calm Rukmini's distress. He explains that his playful words were intended to stir a gentle, playful anger in her, never with the intention to hurt. And recognizing her unwavering loyalty, he reassures her of his love revealing the complex dynamics of his bond and showcasing the diverse ways love can be expressed. And philosophically, Rukmini's emotional turmoil embodies a poignant truth. Pure love often leaves us vulnerable to misunderstanding. Like it happened in this case, Rukmini's heart was pure, she had pure love, unconditional love for Krishna, but still for some time she was under misunderstanding. And her profound attachment to Krishna can sometimes evoke feeling of unworthiness, emphasizing how love fosters humility. And this feeling, rather than being weakness, is a testament to the overwhelming power and significance of love. It was because of pure love of Rukmini for Lord Krishna. And this was not a weakness, this was a strength of Rukmini. The contrast between Rukmini's tender affection and Satyabhama's fiery passion adds layers to the narrative, highlighting the diverse ways love can be expressed. Like Satyabhama, she was also loving Krishna, and she was also his favorite. And Rukmini was also Krishna's favorite. But their love, they are slightly different. That we understand. As Rukmini gradually understands Krishna's true intentions and overcomes her fear, she experiences a liberating wave of compassion, comprehension, and relief. She understood the thing, and this relieved her. And this journey demonstrated that true love is more often just an emotion. It involves mutual understanding and forgiveness given in the face of misinterpretations. That's why, if such a thing also comes in the material life, one should try to understand and one should forgive the other party for such a thing. And ultimately, this story celebrates the deep emotional bonds that define relationships and captures the playful yet profound intricacies of love and the various learning. 22 to 33 verses, instructive questions and their answers worth learning. What specific events led to Rukmini's initial misunderstanding of Krishna's intentions during the interaction? As we already saw, Rukmini's misunderstanding may have stemmed from Krishna's playful, witty, and teasing manner being interpreted through her deep emotional investment in their relationship. In moments of vulnerability, her sensitivity to perceived criticism could have heightened, leading her misinterpret his intentions as insensitive rather than playful. She did not understand initially that all these words were playful, and Krishna jokingly was saying, uttering these words, but at the end she understood. And how does Satyabhama's expression of love compared to Rukmini, and what impact does this have on their relationship with Krishna? Satyabhama's expression of love may be characterized by more assertiveness and a fairy passion, contrasting with Rukmini's gentle and tender affection. This difference can create a dynamic in which Krishna must navigate the varied emotional needs and expressions of both women. The requirements of both are different, and Krishna attended to them separately in different ways, and potentially influencing his approach to love and commitment in unique ways. Krishna he proved his commitment to both of them, as we have seen. In what ways can Rukmini's emotional journey be seen as a reflection of broader themes in love and relationship? Rukmini's emotional journey highlights broader themes such as the necessity of communication, the impact of misinterpretations, and the importance of understanding and forgiveness. Please remember, these are very, very important points. If such a thing happens in any relationship, then we have to establish communication. We should not try to misinterpret the things. Many a times the things are not as they seem to be. And we have to remember that forgiveness in relationship is very, very important, rather most important. And this has to be understood. And it encapsulates how love can be both source of joy and confusion. Like here, it happened, Rukmini, for quite some time, she was under confusion. She did not know what was happening because she did not understand, and illustrating the complexities surrounding deep emotional connections, and the deep emotional connections between the devotee, that is the Rukmini, and the Supreme, that is the Supreme Lord. That is very, very important. And here we saw so many qualities, we discussed so many things, and balance of the things we will be seeing tomorrow from the text 34 to the end. And with this, I end today's lesson. Now we have got more than 30 minutes for question and answers and your comments. The balance of the thing, the second part of Krishna's teaching Rukmini, much more is there tomorrow. We'll be studying that in tomorrow's session in lesson 98. Now, the session is open for question and answers and comment, please. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just I forgot one more question. There was a comment that humility and pride. I think a couple of slides back, humility and pride. So
Yes.
regarding humility, so we explained humility. So where is that pride? How it the pride comes there?
Okay. When humility is required to resolve that issue. But pride means what? Why Krishna was saying? Why Krishna was trying to teach Rukmini? Why? Because as we we discussed in the very beginning, he was trying to invoke anger, that is loving anger, or what we call mana in Rukmini. And as we know, what is Rukmini, the Bahar, the state, she does not get affected by any of these things. And she was totally humble, she was totally dedicated. But by showing pride, Krishna wanted to incite Rukmini to incite her anger on him, because he had not seen that portion of Rukmini ever. He had seen that portion, that behavior in case of Satyabhama and others, but not in Rukmini. And as we discussed, it is a very, very important element in conjugal affairs. That's why Krishna wanted to arouse that.
Yeah, you connected in the beginning also, because when Rukmi was, disfigured, she did not show any emotions, right? And so she was accepted, right? So maybe that is how, because of the Grata's mana, she's submissive. Her nature is submissive. So Krishna wants to bring it out. That is how we look at it.
Yeah, Charu Prabhuji, please.
Also in that context, also you see that her son.
Prabhuji, your mic is off.
In that also, Prabhuji, her nature also, we saw the Pradyumna also, right? Pradyumna never used to see eyes to eye with Krishna, even though he has inherited his roop and everything like a Krishna. He was so submissive. So looks like Rukmini as well as Pradyumna were of that nature, and he was trying to provoke, at least in this case, Rukmini. That's what we see there, right?
Now, Prabhuji, if you remember Sri Radhe and Chandravali, there is also the same kind of differences there. Chandravali's nature is very much like Rukmini's love, very timid, very submissive, like that. The Satyabhama and Sri Radhe, they are very fiery nature. It's called, Vamya Sabhava. In Sanskrit, it's called Bhamya Swabhava. So here, now remember, timidity, many times it's misinterpreted. Timidity does not mean it should be humility should not be timid. It should be something that pride has to be there. Now, pride could be a right kind of pride, could be a false pride, okay? So here, her pride was injured when Krishna was joking with her. Because remember, Krishna was saying that, why did you marry me? So many powerful princes are there, and you chose a person like me who is a penniless. No, remember, he used to, in Braja, taking care of the cows and so on like that. So he was basically joking her, but her pride was hurt. Now you understand what is pride, right? Because she was afraid, is he about to leave me or what?
Yeah, true.
And that she could not tolerate that. She began to doubt that he might be building a case to leave her, So her pride was hurt. So in the second session that we are going to hear from Prabhuji, tomorrow's session is very, very important. How she defends herself.
Yeah.
Very powerfully she defends herself, And exactly she turns around Krishna's argument 180. Okay. What Krishna deliberately denigrated himself, right? That I am such a low fellow, you chose me and everything like that. And she actually turns around completely his own words and tells him that you are so and so like that. She brought out all the wonderful qualities of Krishna. Okay. And very beautifully she turns around that actually I made a very intelligent decision, intelligent choice in selecting you. Nobody can come close to you, So tomorrow's session, I think Sarath Prabhuji, that's what you're going to talk about, right?
Yes.
Her own arguments. It's a very, very, very instructive way she puts around. Exactly turns around Krishna's argument, counter arguments. So pride and humility, you have to properly understand. Humility is very, very a welcome quality in a devotee, but humility does not mean you need to be timid. When somebody is attacking your pride, then you must defend that. That's what we are saying. So Rukmini is very much like Chandravali. Chandravali is also very submissive. Okay, but Chandravali, when Chandravali is, one time Krishna was at Chandravali's home, okay, and he was thinking about Krishna Radhe, and he uttered like that Radhe's name, So Chandravali could not actually, she of course didn't like that, but at the same time, she reacted in a very, very timid way. But she made her points very clear that you are with me and you are speaking about Radhe, So like that, Krishna is playing all this Leela is to bring out the transcendental love from the queens as well as from the gopis, So you have to understand that. So pride and humility both must be understood in a correct way. One should not be falsely pride, but pride something that you have and somebody is attacking that, like here Krishna was purposefully attacking that, so she defended that. So defense you will hear her arguments tomorrow. Unfortunately, tomorrow I won't be able to attend tomorrow. We are going to, in Pennsylvania, there's a temple called Braja, It's exactly the replica of Braja. It's called Braja, So tomorrow we'll be going there, spending a night there,
Yeah, all there are devotees from Toronto also. Lalita Priya is there. She is there and she's there already. I think she must have gone.
I see.
Yeah, it's going there.
So I'll probably see her then. It's Braja that we'll be going there, It's a wonderful place, exactly like they prepared a replica of Braja. I'm sorry, Prabhuji, I'm going to be missing tomorrow's your class. And tomorrow's class is very, very important class.
Very, very.
Yes, yes.
Each and every word what Krishna spoke, she gives a answer.
Exactly, she
Other
turns around.
exactly. I read that.
And,
Thank you.
and Krishna is deliberately inciting her to point out, all these things will be coming out. And so Krishna has a knack from Chandravali and Shri Radhe. He would react exactly fitting to their nature, So here also, remember, Satyabhama is also very favorite of him. The Satyabhama, in all the war situation, battle, she would always accompany him. Satyabhama is a war queen, actually, But at the same time, Rukmini will stay at home. But that does not minimize her love, special kind of love she had. And Krishna would enjoy both kind of love.
Like all the opposing characters, Rukmini and Satyabhama, Chandravali and Radha, they exist together. Like we saw earlier in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna he went missing, he hid himself. That time, all the gopis, Chandravali's group and Radha's group, both of them combinedly they searched for Krishna, and in Gopi Geet, all of them took part. Like here also, it will happen in one of the stories, Rukmini and Satyabhama, just to break the pride of Satyabhama, Narada Muni, he will take away Krishna, and for resolving that situation, Satyabhama will take the help of Rukmini. All the things are they coexist also, even though they have got different qualities, different characters, and these are all to give pleasure to Krishna. The aim is that only, and they are all successful. Any other comment, question?
Prabhuji, it is also said it is a devotional service. उनकी
Yes.
भगवान की भक्ति अलग अलग लेवल पे
Yes,
है ना?
yes. They are all devotional service. They are the greatest devotees of the Supreme Lord. And we should have pride like them. What Prabhuji was saying, pride, false pride and true pride. False pride we understand. True pride is we are the servants of Krishna. Our job is to satisfy him under all circumstances. That is the true pride. We should develop true pride from the Supreme Lord, like all these pure devotees of the Lord.
See, Krishna was attacking her. Krishna deliberately attacking her. Why did you choose me? I'm such a power and so on like that. Rukmini could not bear to hear that, So that is why she was defending the pride, not only of herself, but even Krishna. Krishna was her pride.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
प्रभु जी, यहाँ पे हम बहुत अच्छा लेसन सीख सकते हैं कि किसी को हर्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. अगर आप टीज भी करते हो तो मगर जब भी लगे कि ये बहुत हर्ट होने लगा है तभी सिचुएशन को संभाल लेना चाहिए.
That's why Krishna apologized her actually,
प्रभु जी, it is
towards the end
very
of the
nice.
chapter, Krishna really felt very sorry for that, and she actually then he actually usko mana lete hai usko, Then she understood it.
प्रभु जी, सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर कहते हैं. सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर मतलब in present situation also, present world also, there are so many women which don't have the sense of humor. तो मतलब जो घर में अगर कुछ भी ऐसा होता है तो वो समझ नहीं पाते हैं.
तो क्या होता है कि ये जो हाउस होल्ड प्रेम होता है पति पत्नी के पीछे ऐसी मजाक नोकझोंक होती रहती है, उसमें भी प्यार है. कुछ शिकवा कुछ शिकायत तो मजा देने का और भी आता है.
It is called tutu meme.
कुछ शिकवा हो कुछ शिकायत हो तो मजा देने का और भी आता है. तो ये पति पत्नी भी तो होता रहता है, लवर भी होता रहता है. इसे बोलते हैं मीडिया से चुभन.
In Krishna's case, it was unusual because it was not happening between Krishna and Rukmini. That's why he wanted to tease her.
See, Satyabhama is very fiery nature.
Yes.
she has exactly same kind of intense mana, just like Sri Radha had that,
Thank you,
In many
Prabhuji.
ways, she is very much like Chandravali. Okay, Prabhu, continue.
Any other comment or question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful class. Today's class is really wonderful. So now I understand why the name is Advanced Bhagavatam. Because so much of in-depth we are going into the characters and emotions, which normally when we get into Bhagavatam, we don't, dive so deep.
नहीं, क्योंकि लीला हम लोग सब जानते हैं, right? We are going really in the depth of those leelas in this advanced Bhagavatam, which you don't see at that often elsewhere, And this our acharyas, really, what I'm giving you is nothing of my own. This from the acharyas' comments.
Yes, Prabhuji. But very nicely, very nicely presented also. It's so beautiful. Very relishing. Prabhuji, my
Prabhuji,
understanding was
example
that
of camphor is also very nice. Yeah, mother,
Yeah.
camphor.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur goes at much greater length to explain that camphor analogy, You should read Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary directly yourself. You'll enjoy a lot more.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, may we say that this particular episode between Lord Krishna and Rukmini is a journey of a pure devotee and Lord. So initially you have to be submissive, you have to be humble, but then you are tested.
When the pride is at question, remember we have been taught, right? The anger and everything, there should be a right kind of anger. When your guru is attacked, or the Supreme Lord is attacked, you have to defend fiercely. Here, Krishna was denigrating himself. So in a way, he was attacking himself, that she could not tolerate that.
Yes. Similar thing happened, Prabhuji, when Lord Shiva and Parvati. So I think Narad Muni was trying to provoke Parvati that he is not the right person. But
Narad Muni does these things. It's a real provoke. He does these things, this create fighting between the couples, but he does with a good motive, He intends to bring out something good about
it. Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful class.
Yeah.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Any
So
other?
Prabhuji did a wonderful job. Sir Prabhuji, as always.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
As
you.
always.
Any other question or comment?
प्रभुजी, दूसरा भी एक पॉइंट आया मतलब अभी कि सत्यभामा भी क्षत्रिय थी और रुक्मणी भी राजा की बेटी थी, मगर दोनों की क्वालिटी मतलब वो देखो वीर वॉरियर थी और ये एकदम मतलब हम भगवत गीता में भगवान कहते हैं ना गुण कर्म
homely kind,
हाँ प्रभु जी,
But
मतलब
Krishna likes
क्वालिटी
both.
डिसाइड करते हैं कि हम कैसे हैं, है ना प्रभु जी?
Krishna likes both kind, and he will react it exactly matching what they desire.
Any other question? Actually, tomorrow's session will be a little heavier than today, because not many philosophical things will be.
Tomorrow's session, you really have to understand, right? Okay.
Yes.
It's a very, very important lesson. Tomorrow's lesson.
प्रभु जी वो बात बहुत अच्छी लगी, भगवान 4 हाथ धारण कर लिए सब काम करने के लिए
But
वो बहुत अच्छा लगा.
It's not like Vishnu's 4 arms, okay? Krishna very rarely does that, but he does that. He can show same way when he disappeared, Gopi Geet ke before. Remember when gopis were searching for him?
Yes,
and he showed 4 arms, so gopis thought it was like Lord Narayana, and they just paid homages and then went away. They didn't care, So that is 4-arm form, Vishnu form, is awe and reverence, Aishwarya Bhava. But here, four arms of Krishna is from a different category.
Yes, like you see, Nandanandan Krishna and Vasudeva Krishna. Vasudeva Krishna is always four-handed. Like when he was born with four hands. And here he showed his four-arms armed form. But he is seen in two-armed form. But basically he is four-armed. Vasudeva Krishna.
Now in Braja also, that four arms very occasionally
Yes.
he displays that,
Yes.
But that four-arm form is not
Yes.
Narayana form. It is
Yes.
original form,
Yes.
Vasudeva Krishna is in Narayana form actually.
Yes.
The Chaturviya form.
Yes.
All the politics he plays that when he goes from Dwarka, that is his Vasudeva form.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanush Pranam. Yeah, Prabhuji, wonderful class. Very, graphically we went through. And one point I like is you mentioned Prabhuji also mentioned about the detachment, but also the fact that we don't need to prove to anyone, right? We need to improve. There's no need to prove to anyone, but we can just work on improving continuously ourselves. So I really like that point.
As Krishna
Yeah.
says in Bhagavad
Yeah.
Gita, don't try to imitate someone else. You act as if yourself, whatever the nature that you inherited, you be that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, remember that I don't remember the slok. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, don't imitate the nature that you don't have.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Sir.
Don't imitate somebody else's dharma because that will destroy you. You follow your own dharma.
Follow your swadharma only.
So dharma, yes.
Swadharma.
Any other comment or any question on any of the previous lessons?
If there are no questions, Prabhuji, sometime back you were saying something you wanted to say, right? Maybe you can utilize this time, next 10 minutes. I forgot you wanted to say something couple classes back, remember?
Uh,
I don't remember exactly. If you remember, then only, yeah. Since we have time.
okay. I'll just think of any comment of anybody. Then I'll think of what. Yes.
Prabhuji, I have one question. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
It is here. It is in our last class. Satyabhama and Krishna, both of them fought and brought the Parijata tree to Dwaraka.
Yes.
And in the previous lesson, while establishing Dwaraka, there was Parijata tree. How it was possible?
What? Krishna
When
brought.
Dwaraka was established, it is said that Dwaraka has the speciality that there was a Parijata tree. But in our last class, it was said that Satyabhama and Krishna went and brought the
Remember,
Parijata tree.
Satyabhama just did not like Krishna brought. And remember that each queens had their own palace, right? In their own garden and everything. So when Krishna brought the Parijata to Rukmini, okay, so she was growing there, but Satyabhama wanted her own coming from Krishna. So that is
So why? So
so that's
Prabhuji,
why.
why?
So again, Krishna had to fight with Indra. Indra never learned his lesson actually. So
That means while Dwaraka
so
established,
so for
there was
Satyabhama's sake, he did that. See, sometimes lovers, wives, they like their husband to fight for her.
yes.
If he could bring from
Prabhuji, I think Mataji
Rukmini,
question.
why couldn't she get that?
But Mataji, question is different, as I understand.
Yeah.
As per what Mataji is asking, if I may just rehash, is it seems when Dwarka was established, Dwarka already had Parijata tree. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so.
Yes,
Parijata is from, his origin is from heavenly planet.
What she is saying is correct. Earlier in one of the slides, this is given, but the meaning is this. Parijata tree was in Dwaraka, that is correct. But when it came at this time only, brought by Krishna when he was accompanied by Satyabhama. That is true. Both the things are true.
The previous slide did not have a time. This is the time when it comes. Okay.
Yes. This time it was brought. That is very correct. Okay, Prabhuji, I remembered once you told me to tell the story of the Khirochara Gopinath.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll tell you. Khirochara Gopinath, that is actually there is a town known as Balasore, which is about 200 kilometers from Bhubaneswar. And if you come from Calcutta, it is also 200 kilometers from there on the national highway. And from the town, Balasore town, you go about 7-8 kilometers or so. Actually, I had studied the class 7th there in Balasore, very near to that Khirochara Gopinath. I used to go there with my father. That was a long time back in the, I think it was in the 60s only, not even 70s. So I'll tell that small story how it was called Khirochara Gopinath. Actually, this story was once told to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by Nityananda Prabhu when they came there.
Is this the story of Sakshi Gopal?
No, Sakshi Gopal is different.
Okay, all right.
Sakshi Gopal is about 40 kilometers from Bhubaneswar and 20 kilometers from Puri.
Right, okay.
That is near Puri, but it is near a place known as Balasore.
Some other time you can tell us the story about Sakshi Gopal also, okay? Some other time.
Okay, Prabhuji. I'll just tell you. Now, here what happened, we are talking about Madhavendra Puri. Now, Madhavendra Puri had come, and we know about Madhavendra Puri that he was a Paramahansa. He avoided begging. He never used to ask anything from anybody. He was totally unattached, and he was indifferent to all material things. And if without begging someone offered him some food, then he would eat it. Otherwise, he would fast. That was his nature. And as I said, he was a Paramahansa, and he was always satisfied with the loving service of the Supreme Lord. And material hunger and thirst did not deter him from doing devotional service to the Lord. And then what happened? He had gone there to the Gopinath temple, and there he in his mind he just desired to taste a little sweet rice offered to the deity. So, and after considering this thing, he considered it to be an offense against the Supreme Lord by desiring to eat what was being offered to the deity. Before it was being offered, this idea came in his mind. Then what Madhavendra Puri did, he left the temple premises and went down in the village. It is that place. There was a marketplace, and that place is also marked even now. That is, if you go there to Khirochara Gopinath, you can see that place. It was that time it was a marketplace, and it was vacant at that time. It was night only, and he sat there and began chanting. In the meantime, what happened? the Supreme Lord, that is Gopinath, he came in a dream to the priest there, and he told him that the devotee is sitting there in the marketplace, and I have kept one the pot of sweet rice for him, and you take it and give it to him. Then the priest, what he did, it was midnight, he took his bath, came, opened the temple, and whatever the description the Lord had given him in dream, he went and found it there only. The Lord had hidden it in his clothes. Then the priest came and he went to that place and he said, is there anybody known as Madhavendra Puri here? Then Madhavendra Puri, he responded and he offered that thing, that is the pot of sweet rice, that is all that is known as khira in the local language, and that to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri, he consumed it and kept that earthen pot with him, and later on he would take little of that earthen pot also, and later on he finished that. But now what happened, Madhavendra Puri, he thought this story will be known to the people in the morning, and the whole village and hundreds and thousands of people will come to me and will ask what happened. That's why I should leave the place. Then what he did, he immediately left that place and went toward Puri. In very, very brief, this is there. And recently, Raksha Mataji also had gone there in her trip to Jagannath Puri. And if anybody comes here to Jagannath Puri, it will be nice if you visit that place also. It is, as I said, it is about 200 kilometers, takes about 4 hours by road, and 4 hours going, 4 hours coming, and maybe the 1 or 2 hours there. You need not stay there for the night. So that is what is about the Madhavendra Puri's story of Khirachara Gopinath. And another very interesting thing about this Khirachara Gopinath, the deity, that deity was carved by none other than Lord Rama in Treta Yuga. It is that old and it is existing till now. That is what is the story. And also you should remember that that village where this temple is there, that is known as Remuna. And Remuna is house to two great, very great Vaishnavas. One is Sridhar Swami and the other is Raksha Mataji. Who is the other one? Baladev Vidyabhushan.
Baldev Vidyabhushan.
Yes, these two personalities, they are from around that place. And
Even the Madhavendra Puri Samadhi is also there.
yes. And that is a very famous place where mostly the Bengali devotees, they come in large numbers in comparison to the devotees from Odisha.
Yes, Prabhuji, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footprint is also there.
Yes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footprint is also there.
Yeah.
And a lot of festivals they take place, and that place has been renovated some time back. It is looking little better. So that is what is the story about of this place. And regarding Khirochara Gopinath, it will take some time, Prabhuji. We are
Next time.
almost at the end of the time. That story I'll tell you.
Thank you. Very good. I enjoy hearing these pastimes, And this your place, Orissa, is full of such places, wonderful places.
Yes.
Very true, Prabhuji. It is very divine. So divine. भुवनेश्वर, पूरी, so divine. हमें 1 महीना हो गया प्रभु जी, 1 महीना पहले हम लोग स्वामी ट्रेन
Yeah.
में थी.
Next time when I visit India, I'm going to visit Bhubaneswar. Sharad Prabhuji. I'm going to meet his. I don't know anybody there. I have to live with him then.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji, it is our
I'm going to
great
have to live at
fortune
your
we
place
have
then.
with us, Sharad Prabhuji. Yeah, it's really
Oh,
our great
you.
fortune.
Oh, Mataji, you also live there, right?
Yes.
No, I'm near Pune.
Oh, I see. No, not the other Mataji.
दीप्ति माता जी is,
Dipti Mataji.
Yes,
Dipti Mataji, yeah.
हाँ.
Yes, Prabhuji, we
Yeah.
are there.
Thank you.
My,
Okay, I think it's about time now. We have to
yes,
finish the
yes,
class.
yes. We can have the Nrsimha prayers, please.
नीलिमा माता जी, please do.
Mataji, in front of you, I'm really insignificant.
No, please you do. It is a भगवान के लिए करना है, करो भाई, अच्छा लगता.
Namaste Narasingaya. Namaste Narasingaya. Praladaladaine. Praladaladaine. Hiranyakashipurvakshah. Hiranyakashipurvakshah. शिलाटङ्कनखालये शिलाटङ्कनखालये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नसिंहा हृदयेन सिंहा बहिर्नसिंहा हृदयेन सिंहा नरसिंहमतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये नरसिंहमतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय गुरुदेव 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 ताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्री राजचंद्र प्रभु जी की जय शरद प्रभु जी की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू ऑल डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण
That was a great surprise. You sing so beautifully too.
I don't sing Prabhuji, I play harmonium basically.
No, you really done so beautiful. Thank you. So you play harmonium
Thank you,
too, huh?
Mataji.
Someday,
Yeah.
Mataji, you have to do the harmonium play for us.
Yeah yes Prabhuji.
Wonderful. You sing so beautifully.
I like Archana Mataji, Raksha Mataji and Samta Mataji.
So by the way, Archana Mati, I haven't heard from her. Right? Is she okay?
She's gone somewhere. I think next weekend she will be there.
I see. Okay. We miss her.
So with this,
Thank
we
you.
today's session.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the devotees for attending and listening. And tomorrow we'll be having a very, very interesting lesson. in which Rukmini Devi will be answering to Lord Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Thank you very much for attending. And tomorrow.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Tomorrow
All
is
devotees.
big Ekadashi, Dev
Yes.
Shayan Ekadashi.
Tomorrow is Ekadasi, yeah? I didn't know that.
Tomorrow
Yes,
we
Prabhuji.
are having.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji. Thank you so much for introducing that site to everyone. So now onwards, I'll be just uploading there only, okay?
Yes. Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Dandat Pranam Charu Prabhuji, Charat Prabhuji, all devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Nilima Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.